And say you are live. Hey y'all, welcome back to another review with Life Chester for the bold and beautiful April 29th, 2025. One more day, y'all. One more day. Hold on. Okay, so first things first, let me know y'all thoughts on today's episode down below. Um, I thought they said, well, I did watch mine. I watched this episode up on, so if you looking for it, y'all could just go on Facebook and it's on Facebook. That's how I watched it. Now, I don't know. I didn't get a chance to watch it live because they said it was supposed to be sports, but they uploaded it on Facebook. I don't know if they do the same for General Hospital. I don't think so. Well, wait, General Hospital's supposed to air anyways. I mean, Beyond the Gates. Hopefully somebody upload that as well. But yeah, like I said, this for about the beautiful April 29th, 2025. Where we gonna start first? Ridge, Taylor, Steffi. So he was on the phone with somebody. They was talking about the fashion show and Brooke looked beautiful and all this stuff. Taylor came down the stairs. I said, Taylor looks so defeated. She looks so defeated now. So, And once again, Ridge over here, he ain't saying like, Taylor's the love of my life. She's the only one that I want. He said he don't hurt her. He said I hurt her so much. All day life he been hurting her and stuff like that. He's not gonna do it anymore. I said, I don't think that's what you're supposed. Now you do supposed to acknowledge that you hurt her and stuff like that. But you ain't supposed. That don't supposed to be the main reason why you sticking with somebody. You supposed to say no. Brooke had her chance. It's over. It's done. He's talking about so I don't hurt Taylor so much. All their life and stuff like that. I'm not gonna do it no more. You just, to me, that within itself, you just said you do want Brooke. But yeah, what was they talking about when she came down the steps? I think he was just trying to reassure her. He ends up telling Taylor whatever words the press has, because she was just mentioning, everything that she seen in the press and the fact that they enjoy seeing Ridge and Brooke together. And he was like, whatever words the press has, it'll never change how he feels about her or whatever. Just reassuring her or whatever. And I was like, I don't think she reassured. I do not think she's reassured. I don't know. What do y'all think? I know I have been seeing a lot of people saying they hope that Ridge doesn't go back to Brooke. Hold on. Yeah, and again, for y'all just coming in, if you haven't watched the episode, they uploaded it on Facebook. That's how I watched it. Now I don't know if they're gonna do the same for Beyond the Gates. If y'all watched that or not. As far as I know, General Hospital is supposed to be playing regardless. I'm gonna watch that next. Hold on. But yeah, that's how I watched it on Facebook, y'all. Yeah, he was just reassuring her, and Steffi came in, and then she was asking if everything's okay, and they just told her yeah or whatever. I think who ended up leaving? Ridge ended up leaving to go into the office or whatever, and that's when Steffi and Taylor got a chance to talk. And she was also reassuring her, letting her know, Brooke don't stand a chance. Dad made it clear that he wants you. I said, why you lying to your mom like this? I said, both of y'all look like y'all bothered and y'all worried. I said, why you lying to your mama like this? Now I don't know. I said they're gonna stick together until about the summertime, but we'll see. Cause y'all know I've been saying, I said he don't know who he want. That's been clear. And Eric, he wishy washy. Look, I was hoping. Look, this should have been the time that Taylor walked in. All this time she been popping up at the doggone office. You should have heard what Eric told Red. So you get up out his house. Get up out his house, playing in her face like that. Talking about here, I admire Taylor, I do. But she Ridge belongs with Brooke or whatever. I know my son. I said, you don't know deal with squat. Because if you knew your son, then you'll know that he want both of them. But yeah, he was like, I admire Taylor, I do, but Ridge belongs with Brooke. And I was like, these people. What else happened? Like I said, Stephanie was trying to reassure her mama. And she was like, she knows that Taylor is concerned, but there's no reason to be because dad chose you or whatever. Brooke had her chance. It don't matter the stunt she pulled and stuff like that. I said, yeah, she ain't the only one that pulled the stunt. Eric did too, and that's why Taylor should have walked in so she can get on up out of there. I told. She need to been telling Ridge we need to get up out of here because he don't sit up here playing in her face like that. Playing in her face like that. Brooke, Eric, Katie, they was just still talking about the fashion show. Eric was saying how he hosts Brooke and Ridge will be back together and stuff like that. Just that he's rooting for them to be back together. I said, same old, just a different day, y'all. Carter Daphne, this lady don't have no shit. Look, once again, I keep saying the wrong thing because technically Carter is single, so she can make a play. But if he keep rejecting you, nah, I'll take that back too. Because so far what we've seen, he'll kiss her back. But on today's episode, she tried to kiss him. He turned his head. I said, that what you get. That what you get. But yeah, she still talking about some. He was mentioning Hope again about Hope. I don't know what he was about to say, but she was like, "Hope's your past." I said, "I don't think so." I said, "I don't think so." Talking about Hope's your past or whatever, and that's when she's saying once again, "Look to your future," instead of trying to put the moves on him. And then And then that's when she tried to kiss him, and I got distracted, y'all. She tried to kiss him and he turned away or whatever. And Zende seen it. And Zende was standing outside. He came in and then he ended up saying that somebody, who did he say? He said somebody needed Carter over in the room or something like that. Will needed Carter or whatever. So he ends up talking to her, telling her to be careful. And he was asking her, so you really have feelings for him? I said, didn't she say that? How many times she don't say this? I could have sworn she told him that she really started to feel him, she really starting to have feelings for him or whatever. I could have sworn she said that. But yeah, and he was like, you need to be careful. And here come Katie on the outside listening or whatever. He was like, you need to be careful because if somebody finds out that the only reason you came to LA or whatever is to, break up Carter and Hope and everything, that this could go bad, not just for you and Carter, but for everybody, for a whole bunch of people. I was like, wait, what they mean by that? I said, they can't take the company back though, can they? So I said, they can't, like, Carter might be offended, but at the same time, you can't be offended because it wasn't your company to begin with. And then not just that, it's the fact that you claim you still want Hope, you don't want Daphne or whatever. So you can feel played because y'all would be friends or something like that or whatever, and y'all supposed to be doing business together. You could feel deceived because she was acting like she came to town just to help him with the perfume company, like she believed in him and all this stuff. So that on that fence, yeah, he could be offended. But other than that, they keep acting like, okay, there's they company or something. But yes, then they were saying, like, if this comes out, it's not just gonna hurt you and Carter. I mean, your chances with Carter or whatever. It's gonna affect more people. And I was like, what do he mean? Like, okay, Carter's gonna be upset at Stephanie and them too, or like what? But yeah, and Katie heard it, so she came out and she was playing it off at first. She said, what she said? She said something about what's your secret, and she was like, what do you mean by that? And she was talking about the perfume, but then she's supposed to be telling her the only reason you came to LA is to break Hope up. You came to do Steffi playing. If y'all didn't see it, they showed it. I'm sure it's posted on YouTube or something like that, y'all. But yeah, she's supposed to be confronting her or whatever. And I was like, dude, I don't know how to feel about this. I really don't at this point. I thought Carter would have went back to Daphne, not back to Daphne, but he would have actually got with her. But so far, he's sticking out. He's sticking it out. And once again, if you didn't know, this week Leon's supposed to tell Hope to give Carter another chance. So we'll see if she actually listens. Who we got next? I already said Stephanie Taylor was talking about Brooke and Ridge, and she was just comforting her and let her know that Dad's not going anywhere. He chose you and everything. We already talked about Zendaya and Daphne. I think the last people we got is Eric and Ridge. So he got to the office and Ridge was upset. Ridge was upset. He ends up telling basically Eric that he blindsided him. He didn't know about it. Apparently, he didn't know about the game. I said, now they just said that they was working on the design together. They just said that they did the designing together. He said on today's episode, if I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken there, that you brought the gown back from whatever back in the day. We just gonna say that back in the day or whatever and stuff like that. He didn't know about that. He didn't know that Brooke was gonna be the one doing it. And then Eric finally admitted that he did it for Brooke, so that they can be back together. Excuse me, so that they can be back together or whatever. And he's like, what are you doing or whatever? He yelling. Y'all know how he get when he yell. Y'all know how he get when he yell. So Eric was just saying, once again, he admired Taylor, he liked her, whatever, but that's not who you belong with. I know you. You belong with Brooke. And this fool, he don't never say Taylor's the only one for me. Like, I realized that now. He told my son, the first thing, if I'm not mistaken, once again, out his mouth was, I hurt Taylor all our life, or some way he put it. I'm not gonna hurt her again. I said, that's not what you say. I mean, you can acknowledge what you did and take accountability. Finally, hold on. But you supposed to say, no, I realized Taylor's the love of my life. She's the only one that, not only did he say that, he said, I think Eric was like, but Taylor's not Brooke. He was like, exactly. She's not Brooke. She ain't basically lying and stuff like that and doing this and that. He still feels some type of way about the whole CEO thing. So Eric was like, yeah, I was mad too. But she already said, why she did it. And she's ready. She's ready to forgive you. I said, Eric, please. Why they be encouraging their people to do stupid stuff? I said, no. But yeah, and I don't know. I feel like Ridge might stick it out for a while, but down the line, he's going to reunite with Brooke until it's time for him to reunite again with Taylor. That's just the way the show has been written. Now, if they bring in some new writers or whatever, or if they just decide to go with a different storyline, then that's there. But so far, what have we seen? We seen him. He'll get with Taylor, then he go back to Brooke. Then, oh wait, did he say that? What did he say? He said, he was bringing up the fact that Ridge just left her and went straight to Taylor like it was nothing. Imagine how that feels. Taylor ain't the only one. Then he said Taylor wasn't the only one with a broken heart. I said, ooh. Imagine how Brooke feels. You just left her or whatever and went straight to Taylor. I said, facts. He did. He just left because he wanted to. I never get over that doggone storyline where they tell my son she had to sit on his lap and touch his heart, or he touched her heart, or something like that. Cause she had broken heart syndrome or whatever. Just like I never get over Eric. What's her name? Donna licking that honey up off his finger. Donna licking the doggone honey up off his finger. Hold on. I said, yeah. I was like, oh my goodness, y'all. But it was something else. I forgot what else it was. Katie told Brooke to be hopeful. Yeah, she told her to be hopeful that her and Ridge gonna reunite and stuff like that. And they were saying how everybody seen the magic and all this other stuff that was on stage, including Steffi and Taylor or whatever. But we'll see, y'all. I don't know how they finna spin this. I don't know if they finna go with the same storyline or what. But that's it. That's all. Hold on. Taylor said it's not happening again. Oh yeah, she said when she was talking to Steffi, she said something about yeah, she knows how to go. Brooke usually do something to get Ridge back or whatever, but she ain't having it this time. You ain't get her man this time. I take that back. You're not getting y'all man for her this time. But that's it, y'all. Stay tuned for the next video. Until next time, this is her girls. Today, be safe.